Hello. It's very late. It's 11:54, as you can see, bottom right. Um, I can't go to sleep. I stayed up for 24 hours last night. I stayed up till, well, I woke up at 10, like 10:30 a.m. And then went, okay, I woke up at 10:30 a.m. and then I stayed up until 10:30 a.m. and then I went to sleep for like 5 hours, woke up at 3 p.m. Now we're here. So, yeah. Anyhow, um this is going to be a bit of a relaxed video. You might be like, "Wow, very clean desktop, just stuff on the bottom." I have my shortcuts to games on my right monitor. The one that I'm look at, that one right there. Anyhow, but um there's something that I've been wanting to do, and I thought might as well do it now. My phone's charging. Which is, so I have folder and I have ideas. Now, these are mainly just game ideas, right? And it started out when I was in school, well, online school, and I was bored out of my mind, so much in fact that I thought, oh wow, I watched a playthrough of the beginner's guide. Jacksepticeye played the beginner's guide, and in that scene, like the first kind of space game, and it's the reactor thing. I'm like, oh my god. And so I then wrote up this whole thing, all with very bad grammar, mind you. And I started it not with, what inspired me, or even what, like, I was basing it off of. Just game idea. Good ending gives you smaller base, but you still have allies. And mind you, this is supposed to be bolded point. So, bad ending. Bad ending, bigger base, no allies. Gives you 5 out of the 5 powers, and you can upgrade gear. Wow, that's insane. Many of these will be, like, rewritten, but, you know, because it's going to be back, and it's like, instead of double barrel blunderbuss or whatever, anyway, you can upgrade allies, armor, and weapons. Now, I guess I should explain this in a clear and concise way, because you have no idea what this means. So, I wanted to make a Metroidvania, that had kind of a PlayStation 1 aesthetic with the, look and feel of a love child of Metroid Prime and Halo, right? And so I was like, man, that's really cool. Java, shush, shush. And I was like, man, that's really cool. And so, like, the original idea was in the scene in the game, Beginner's Guide, you go and it's like there's a reactor meltdown on Angel 1 or whatever. And so you go to the reactor and you jump in it, and it's like, oh, you're supposed to, jump into the reactor and save us, sacrifice yourself or whatever. And I'm like, you know, that'd be very cool if a game had it where you made a very important choice in the beginning and you had no idea what the consequences of it would be. And so I was like, okay, well, you'll have two options. You're a mechanic, and you could either jump into the reactor, and there's a new, like, I basically created a kind of head canon, not really, but some new lore, which was that this energy stuff was a fungusy kind of, like, energy blob that would infect people and take over its minds like a virus, like a snail thing. And I was like, that's really cool. So I'd be like, either you can jump into the reactor and it'd be like, oh no. And so, the ship crashes on a nearby planet, and, you just have all this energy fungus flowing through you, and you're not exactly in your right mind. And so, thing is, everybody lives. but looks like you have to use blood to upgrade your armor and weapons. And meanwhile, for the what was it? For the choice where you don't go into the reactor, instead you take an escape pod, you have two other of your friends, and they're also mechanics. And so you go into escape pod and you go down to the nearest planet. Your ship blows up and pieces go everywhere, right? When you get down to the planet, I have an inspiration folder, which is yeah, and I would be like, okay, yes, so this is the electric goo. Yep, looks like the Metroid Prime gunk. Mm-hmm. And starting area, the first area in Halo 4 has like a lot of like dark rocks and stuff, and I'd be like, it's next to a shore. There's a nice, glare. Fun fact: I downloaded Halo 4 just to get these screenshots. But I was like, I really liked how this looked, and so, what's this? What? Why do I have this? Oh, that's weird. But anyway, so I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do that, and that's cool. But so basically, Crash lands into this kind of enclosed area with one like face that has a trail that leads down a like cliff side onto a beach with water. And then two other paths. One that you need to use a grappling hook like Tomb Raider thing or Metroid Prime. And then the other is just a path to a kind of open field that has your first boss, which has the grappling hook, which basically works like, grappling hook from Metroid Prime, except the fact that you can carry your momentum. So, funny B-hop go burr. Now, I think that gives it base idea. I think I should be going through the rest of these. Yep, alright. So you can upgrade allies' armors and weapons. Allies teach you valuable techniques, and by this I really meant that they give you kind of items. Like, for instance, in any Metroidvania, there'd be like secret stuff like, oh, the phaser beam, right? Like, there would be a system where you could either mercy or just kind of kill them, the bosses, because the lore behind it is that they're like half alive from the crash, and this is all in the context of like the good ending or the good path where you take the escape pod, because with the bad path it's just you're going on a rampage. But anyway, so with the escape pod stuff, you would need to have kind of the only way to disperse the energy was to use like an EMP grenade, which would kind of just off of them. And so, you need to use grenades in order to get the grappling hook. And, then take that for every other boss. And so each boss is your ally, and the reason why you would want allies is because even if you do kill the boss, by shoot, bang, bang, you still get their weapon. But the plus side of actually kind of sparing them and healing them back up is that you can then combine your stuff. So if you had hover boots and dash boots, you can just combine those into one instead of having to Water Temple, Legend of Zelda equip them. I know I probably sound like I'm having inane ramblings. Okay, it's charging. And there would be a bunch of hard optional bosses, but it would get you stuff like mech, kind of so there'd be mech chest plate, mech arm pieces, mech leg pieces, And what you could do is you could then combine the hover and dash boots with the mech legs, and also combine like a drill with an arm, like a laser drill, and then another one with like, what was it? There's like a lot of other stuff that you could do, but I think we might find this out. But basically, is that if you take the peaceful ending, I'm just gonna call it blue ending, but if you choose blue route, then you actually like can build a mech and all that wacky stuff. Anyway, decide ending based on whether you sacrifice yourself to the reactor or take an escape pod. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Smaller base equals less storage. I just ended up scrapping this. I don't think it's a good idea to just have a base. The only thing that I think I decided to change, well, I haven't made the game yet. I haven't even started it. But in my mind, is that when you choose red path, the starting thing, like your starting location, isn't like the oasis that is like the kind of Halo 4 opener. Like, it's the same place. Like, you're at the same place. It's just there's different stuff there. So instead of like Scrap Town, instead it's like a tutorial of how to use all your powers. Because another thing that I think I'm going to explain is that basically you crash land with the energy core, since you were like the escape pod right near it. You have the energy core next to you, and that like gives you power for your little oasis that you can give like the people that you save. And so you could choose from 3 power or 5 powers, right? But anyway, I will get to that later. When you choose good ending, you can select 1 out of 5 powers. When ship crashes into planet, if you sacrifice yourself to a reactor... When ship crashes into planet, if you sacrifice yourself to a reactor, ship doesn't blow up on contact of planet, giving you bigger... Okay, I was just saying... Okay, ship crashes into planet, if you use the escape pod, ship explodes on contact with planet, giving you smaller... This doesn't really matter. When you choose good ending, there is 2 charges left in reactor, which you can use, or if you want to make it difficult, then don't choose any at all. You get materials. Okay, so I had an idea to use materials that you can use to upgrade your sort of like gear, from grappling hook to pistol to knife to boots. Generally you'd be collecting energy by killing the dead corpses that is riddled with the like energy fungus, and is just wanting to thrive on this planet because it's found it suitable. So let's see, what was I saying? Oh god, what was I saying? Right, upgrading. And so you would be collecting these energy, which at the start of the game, when you land next to another escape pod, those people have died, and when you get out of your escape pod, you see them, and it's like a Resident Evil 1, zombie turn, Babadaboo. With all that motion blur and such. Oh, it's such a good thing. Anywho, but after that, you get, like, because you get that, you absorbed the fungal energy into like a little pocket thingy that you carry around, and it's nice and dandy and whatever. And so with that, what you would normally use it is to like what is it? Upgrade. So it'd be like a little currency. But scattered throughout the world, but also be rare materials which you would need to help upgrade it. And so I was thinking like, oh yes, you could have a laser drill, and you could just have a drill like, automated Minecraft. And I was like, I don't think resource management should really be the name of the game. But anywho, You get materials from doing supply drop missions and drilling, which is passive income for material, as I said, and the laser drill would have been the like direct upgrade to that. Um, I don't think this is really good because if I'm focusing on a Metroidvania, the point of a Metroidvania really isn't like, oh, I've got my township to care of, or even like a Halo game. Like Halo games, well, Halo 5 is more or less like Call of Duty, but um, it was always been like a narrative story where it's like, wow, these are really cool, and not like, oh man, I can't wait to get back to my village. And like, because sure, you have your ship in Metroid Prime, but you don't go back to it unless you're trying to get the gravity boots early. Like, seriously. Um, or, what was it, gravity suit? I mean, I remember I glitched that on my way. Although I'm sad that I have like the patched disc of Metroid Prime 1, because I would definitely speedrun. Thankfully, I have patch 0, so I have the OG disc of Metroid Prime 2, and I tried to do that, but geez oh geez, that like out of bounds jump is terrible on my fingers, and I cannot get the rhythm down for the life of me. Anywho, besides that, um, you are an engineer. This explains why I know how to main the generator. Yeah, howdy. I'm an engineer. No, but yeah, I'm still gonna stick with this idea. And you have another engineer friend, which I decided I was like, oh yes, so she's a merman since ship has zero gravity and such. It's just like there's air but no gravity. She can just swim around. And then you have another person, which I haven't really decided, but I'm going to assume that they're a medic, because I mean, how else would you have a character that would heal the like near to death people that you save? So they're a medic. Boom. I'm creating TF2. Um, when an Ali asks if you can stop the generator, you say that in this condition there is no safe way to do it other than other than a human sacrifice to absorb the energy which will kill the brain and control the person like a puppet. That's a bit too blunt. I'm just not gonna put that. That's a lot of exposition dump, and it's blunt. Enemies are people who reincarnated by the reactor exploding and and controlling with them. The only objective to uh survive at all costs. Okay, I mean that's fine. You could explain that later, but not like having an exposition dump in the game is worst. Like it's the worst thing that you can do. Because preferably what you would do is you would have it be you get in, it's either like you make your character, depending on if that's the game, but you get in and instantly you're playing. And after you have that bit of snidbit of playing, you have a relaxing intermittent period of just like where you can then do expedition dump, right? Because if you're not starting it off with gameplay, it's like having an ad that's not like, do you have this problem? Well, I'll have this. Because, like, no, that's not even a good example. That's a terrible example. Anywho. Bosses are alive. Bosses are alive people that after beating them in a unique way, they become your ally. I think I might actually keep that because I have not a lot of unique boss ideas, but one that's I have especially unique is, I think it might pop up here. So, enemies in the bad ending are survivors of the crash. Bosses are survivors with the best things: mech suits, dash boots, hover boots, or hover armor. Laser drill. This is an upgrade to the drill. You can get all these things in the bad ending. Or you can't. That's... So what? Like, if I were to have a Juggernaut mode, then I'd have a Juggernaut mode. I wouldn't just have it be like, oh, Yeah, Timmy, you decide you want to be stupid and jump to the reactor, because you're throwing for content. Here you go. Here's a nice little juggernog for you. Just you know, you'll survive to around 20. Let's see, where was I? You can combine some advanced items by trying to combine them and asking your allies that got you the items from if they can okay, so from if they can help you build it. Basically, you need allies to combine the items because they were the ones who like engineered it or whatever. I don't know. It's something wacky. It will take 1/4 or 1/4 of both of the item's materials to make the combined item. This is stupid. I'm just gonna like even a friendship meter with a person would be better, but like I don't know, cause I don't know if there should be a system or should be like a trial and error. Cause if it's trial and error, then that's I mean, it rewards the player for being smart, but also they can do trial and error. I don't want them to do that. But if they have an ally system, then it means that it'll become like a, oh my god, Yandere Simulator. It's Persona Hitman and like Hatsune Miku DDR. No, I don't want. I don't want that situation. I want this to be focused, which I know most games usually change in development, but I want. In my opinion, there are not enough first-person Metroidvanias. Because you have stuff like, what was it? I have it on PS4. Blood Knight? I don't know. But it's basically Castlevania, but released in like 2016, I think. I don't know. And so, like, the only ones that I can really think of are just like literally Metroid Prime or Resident Evil. Not like early ones, but like Village, definitely. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, I don't know what that is. I'm pretty sure that's just trying me to make something interesting, like combining. Material will include metal, common, titanite, endgame, electronic, uncommon, can't get from mining. I think that's just the supply drop will take away from the game. It doesn't make it immersive. It just makes it feel stupid because, like, oh, so you're sending us supply drops, but you're not sending us a ship to get home. It's like, it's too dangerous to do that. So, yeah. So then it just like completely whack up the story. So I think it'd be better if it's like, whoa. In Bad Ending, you get materials by killing survivors. You get a lot more materials like this. I don't know. Yeah, sure. The powers are healing, invincibility, or invincible, speed, force push, and damage up. Crisis much? Jeezums. Healing heals you for 10 seconds. Invisible makes you invisible for 5 seconds. I'm pretty sure I spelled seconds wrong. Speed makes you fast for 10 seconds. Force push makes you push enemies, setting them flying. And you can boost yourself upwards. Oh, like a rocket jump. Damage up. Damage up. Make is so that you do more damage for 10 seconds. Later in the good ending, you can craft an energy capsule which catches energy from. Okay. I think you should just have this from the beginning. Because it'll set up just like, hey, you need this and a little bit of this. And you can find this around the world. It's not going to be too heavy. But, if you do if you do some side quests for some people. And honestly, the way that Elden Ring does side quests is beautiful, because it's not like, oh, here's a checklist, do this. Go to the supermarket, fetch me some landmines. Um, anyhow. You can use the captured energy to get another power. Sure. I guess. Maybe. I don't know. In the good ending, the AI that guides you is a cube head from Beginner's Guide. I was just gonna steal this. It looked cool. I still might steal it. Alice build houses in your safe haven. Aw, a little community. But yeah, I mean, it was gonna be like a, you have a little thing to return to, and with yeah. You can send allies to gather resources. For more resources than there will never come back dead. Wait. Send allies out, gather resources. The more you send, the more resources you will get. They will never come back dead. That's like something a Roblox game would do. Like, oh, stay on. We're gonna get you. Like the Sonic Roblox game does that. Where it's like, oh, you'll get a chest if you stay on for 5 hours straight. Play our game. First achievement. Why was I doing achievements? Is to skip the cutscene. Okay, this was just a stupid one. Based on a song by Yunhead. One music Easter egg is shooting a Lego baby on the two of a tall rock, and it adds Lego baby to the secret menu. Another one is you get to eat soup. And, like, really? KTTX dog? Like, okay, unironically, KTTX dog, or, like, yeah, KTTX dog, genuinely, like, fire music, though. Like, they're on SoundCloud, and I know you will be, oh, SoundCloud rapper. But, no, it's better. It's best. One achievement is to get every ally a full set of Titanite armor and weapons. I'm pretty sure the only reason why I would do that is because when you send them out, it's faster, because they have better gear. No. How about no? How about just, hey, you rescued a couple people. Here's our gratitude. Use this to upgrade. Another one is make every combination. I mean, sure, I guess. One other achievement is to make the ultimate mech through combinations. Wouldn't you be doing that by making all combinations? Okay. Game called some version of Dark Dweller. I'm pretty sure right now I have settled on Abyss Dweller, because it's cool. Oh my god, like Abyss Watchers. I'm a big fanboy of that one DLC dude in Dark Souls 1. I'm gonna call myself the Abyss Watchers. The Abyss Watchers. Anyhow, in bad ending, you collect blood to make blood armor. Or sorry. In bad ending, you collect blood to make blood armor. Wait, no, that's not a good voice. Whatever. In good ending, you make energy armor by collecting energy from enemies. From the dirt drill, you get 50 metal, 30 titanite, 30 minutes. I don't know why I was doing this. It's not Slime Rancher, okay? Even Slime Rancher doesn't do this. In good ending, when you kill enemies without collecting their energy, some of it goes to your drill. Go faster. What? You can build speed upgrades with Titanite and electronics. I forgot about that. It has my groovy type of PS1 type graphics. That's just because they're easy to do. I personally, PS1, PS2, fire graphics, right? They're easy to do, and they're not like heavily stuff. retro music, KTTX Dog, the beginner's guide, like text system. It's not an RPG, bro. Just you can just have dialogue boxes and just it's like, Cruelty Squad dialogue boxes. You have a grappling hook to traverse the place in your downtime. Oh yes, only in your downtime though. If you're just traveling to go to somewhere, no, you can't use that. Only when you're being unproductive. Bigger base is just practice ground for your ability. Okay, yeah, there. Underground Neon City. 7 areas. Your safe haven, the plateau, the quarry, boneyard, crystal caves. In the underground city, the core. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, guys, I counted correctly. No way. First boss tutorial: how to get allies. He teaches you or gives you grapple beam. For mech boss, you rip plates of armor off with a grapple beam. Yeah, as I said, not in your off time. Grenades remove energy from enemies. Upgrade items with energy? ? Yes, to upgrade allies. No, to upgrade allies. In fact, I think it's a bad idea. Because it's pointless. Items are occurred like Metroid Prime and can be upgraded with energy and all other materials. Okay, sure, at least I'm making allies. I spelled it correctly. Allows you to combine their item with another ally's item. Yeah, okay. Allies also farm herbs and vegetables, aka healing resources. Sure. I mean, I can see it, but again, that goes into the thing like, oh, just wait 15 minutes and you'll get your heals, which isn't good for games. There's a 10,000 recoil that a boss has concept if he is in one of the space velocity training things, and when he shoots, he spins. The character that's in the ball is named Arson, and he's like Junkrat, but with like white hair and spacesuit on, and he's like got insane from it, and so he tries to shoot you, but whenever it does, it like recoils, and so after there's a second phase, and he starts to purposely try to recoil into you, and you need to either last out long enough that eventually his little bubble ball breaks, or something else. I don't know. Anyway, and either way, the reward for that would be the 10,000 recoil gun. Upgradable knife, which when you get to final upgrade turns to the Moonlight knife. Aw, look at me being a From Software geek. Aww. Kingsfield, more like my grandpa. There's a crystal cave that is more puzzle than fighting. I mean, sure. Just don't be annoying puzzles. The quarry is where the majority of the ship is crashed. Wouldn't that be the boneyard? Okay, whatever. I'm pretty sure I completely forgot about the boneyard. Anyway. You can give momentum dash if you hover after a dash. Yeah, I mean, I was just thinking of speedrun stuff. You can regain your dash if you grapple. There's a secret double sawed-off barrel sawed-off shotgun, not a double sawed-off barrel shotgun. Anyway, which is the only gun with a reload. Look at me being my doom shooter, my boomer shooter brain. Final scene is where both timelines, the blue and red path, have to fight because the core makes things wacky. The shotgun is a blunderbuss and not a double barrel. At the time, I was playing World at War II, and they had the blunderbuss, and also was playing Sea of Thieves, I was playing a lot of things with blunderbuss, and I was like, oh my god, blunderbuss is so cool. I like flintlock things. Oh, it's so cool. Poster art is N64 Iron Pineapple thing. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. Uh, yeah, like, yeah. Or the core fight, but that might give away too much story, but it would look KEWL. Cool. That's how I like to spell cool, because it's quirky and I'm quirky. So, that was the first game idea that I had, a bit fleshed out. You may see there's a bit more idea 1s, 1-2, 1-3, 1.5, which is just make a best duel in multiplayer. 3 modes, TDM, capture the source, capture the flag. I don't know why. Why am I caring about lore? Berserk. This one is like Juggernaut. Yeah, your goal is to kill a player with max guns and all abilities. Each player chooses a gun. With rank abilities. You can upgrade weapon with blood by killing enemies, which basically just be AI. Amount to upgrade is 5 enemies. Blood knife is called Blood Gulch Knife. Oh, look at me being edgy. That's so cool. Anywho, 1-2 and 3 is based off a stupid idea that I had. It's not stupid. I might actually do it. But basically, whenever my dad told me about Tom Clancy, he was like, oh yeah, it's like these completely unrelated stories that somehow at the end tie together, like, perfectly. And it's like, oh wow, that's really cool. And so I'm like, what if I do that, And so for idea 1-2 is, there's not a lot here. 1-sentence game ideas. You are a freelance agent that can be hired to investigate minor government problems to other people's problems. It is immersive sim like it is immersive sim the likes of Cruelty Squad and Deus Ex. Immersive sim. Basically, the idea is that at the very end, you're gonna be like, we got reports that there's been a suspicious looking ship near this Voyager. Take a look at it. And it's like, oh my god, it exploded. And you can see the aftermath of Abyss Dweller. Yeah. Wait, did I really not have the old guy in the Neon City be like G-Man? What? Okay. I didn't have those in these notes. I'm surprised. There's a lot of things I didn't have there. Well, I should write that down, but not now. Idea 1-3. You are a kid in an arcade playing an arcade boomer shooter. The arcade game is basically Polybius used to recruit people to do thing for baddies, who are bandit baddies IDK it. Could be terrorist organization or world power IDK it. In between bosses, you see camera footage of the kid in the arcade, and each time it goes, the arcade gets more empty. Hacking minigame is changing code with a in-game tool that looks like a Dreamcast Tamagotchi thing. Oh, yeah, so the in-game hacking device would look like the Dreamcast Tamagotchi. But I was thinking of like, oh yeah, just put that, but I'm probably just do console commands. Because console commands are fun. But yeah, so that was that, and basically you would be recruited once you beat the game. It'd be like, oh my god, you're good at hacking, and you're also like good at this. So basically, they use the gameplay to suck you in, and they test to see if you're good at hacking by stuff. And so basically, they're like, oh my god, and so they like kidnap you, and you get missing, and after a little while, it's like, now listen here. You have to hack this ship and get us this energy because it could be used for weapons. But universally, it's not allowed. It's not allowed for weapons. It's only allowed for traveling. Traveling vessels. So idea number 2. top-down wave-based game. This is like first game idea that I had, like one that I actually tried to do, but I never got around to like anything mounting on it. Local/online play, 3 classes: Mage, Archer, Warrior, 18 or 16-bit. Mage has an AoE take damage, Archer has a Link final smash, Warrior has a sword spin. Self-explanatory. Called Medieval Meddlers, each map is in different time and place. The further you get, the more gold and weapons and score you get. I prefer the commas. Jeez. The more gold, weapons, and gold you get. Score. After final level, you go to the first level with all your gear, and you can choose to have a permanent upgrade for a class. I mean, yeah, it just seems like okay, that just is a fun idea, right? I don't think anybody would bash that unless I execute horribly. Idea number 3. One sentence. Just Far Cry New Dawn arena mission because it was fun. Yeah, you can do some fun stuff with that, like, it's an underground operation. And then, like, cops burst in and it's like, you gotta take care of them. It's like, you gotta, break out and use your skills to face off against random people on the street or whatever. Anyway, make Kingsfield Dungeon Crawler. This is more or less just for me to, like, yes, I should start by making a FromSoft game. That's definitely what you should start off with. Co-op Metroidvania. 2D. Each player gets different items to use. They have to use items to solve puzzles and fight bosses. Ability for P1 is Laser Beam, and P2 is the Halo Shield. What do I mean by that? Do I mean like the bubble? Because I could have just said the bubble shield. Or do I mean like, there's a halo around them? Anyway, abilities for P2. Why did I start with P... What? Why is there so much for P2? Jeez. Is whip. That can grapple. P1 is to P2 ledge, throw sword like boomerang, and stab for... That's a jumble. Idea number 6. You're a Grim Reaper taking care of your cats. There's 2 perspectives. Basically, who's your daddy? Cats harm the furniture and paintings while Grim Reaper tries to prevent the chaos. This would be a really simple kind of 2D art drawn thing. My beautiful boyfriend actually proposed this to me. And, it sounds fun, right? Like, basically, what the story of it would be is that you're a Grim Reaper first day, and like plop a bunch of files on your desk, and it's like, alright, get to work. Why do I keep doing that voice? Anyway. And you like slowly doze off, and you wake up, and they're on like lunch break or whatever, and you realize, oh god, I have to get my stuff done. But it was bring your cat to work day. Or something like that. Either way, there's cats or cat unattended, and you need to simultaneously get through your files without having the cat make it look like a wreck. So you would have to place it under a box or I don't know, play with it. And just throw cat toys. Meanwhile, the actual thing of where you kill people isn't just gonna be oh yeah, done, it's gonna be those parking games on Cool Math where it's you'll never get this puzzle, and it's a sliding car parking lot in a game where it's you need to get one car out. It's probably gonna be something like that, little Timmy's crossing the road, and it's in a bit of a Game & Watch style, so it's beep bop, beep bop, and it's oh no, Timmy, watch out for the bus, and you click on the bus and drag it over Timmy. So I'm thinking there'll be something like that, because that seems simple, but also skill based. So if you get good at it, then you get good at it, but if you don't, then you can get good at it. Yeah. So those are mainly all my ideas. Why is this here? Is this because I did a stupid thing? Oh. Inspiration. Neon City. You know, Neon City. Like, yeah, like dense, dense Neon City. With this, there was just like a bunch of AI generated music, and then just, Instinct Graham beat, which for some reason he deleted. KTTX.dig. Uh, which I don't know why, because it's fire and it makes me sleepy. That's a good thing, because I want to be sleepy. It's 12:39. I've been talking for 45 minutes. Jeezums. The only person who's gonna watch this is my boyfriend. Ooh. I also had one SFM idea, which I might actually do, which is the title of it is Minecraft Got Caught Lacking. A source filmmaker animation where Ghost from Modern Warfare pops a cap in Minecraft Steve, and it's in like Russian Badger style. It's like I don't know what voice Ghost has. Hold on, let me search it up. Um, hold on, what's this? Is this it? Is this it? Costume Ghost was I've done 4. Okay, so it's just like Steve, you got caught lacking. With like a deagle or an. God, I should know this. Intervention? Yeah, intervention. That's the one. And then it's just Minecraft Steve W because I got in Smash. Anyway, I think my phone is charged, and if it's not, then I'm gonna get angry. It is charged, so I won't get angry. And even if it wasn't, I wouldn't be angry. This was simply my thoughts. I might do a video actually making some of these games, so stay tuned. I have a full week where I'm not gonna be 24/7 on call with my boyfriend. So, that's the thing. I could learn to code and make a game, make more videos, so that he can listen to stuff while he sleeps. And yeah, I hope my voices weren't too cringy, and I hope that the Mr. Whiskers is having a good time. Alright, let's see, what does James do? Wear a seatbelt? Smash eggs with a pan. Bye bye.